Taylor has always used fashion choices to help set the tone for a new era, and she has been using fashion to set the stage for the Tortured Poets department for quite some time now. A quick rewind and example. We saw this very clearly with Midnight's Mayhem with Me. The tone of the Midnight's album was supposed to be a sexy, sultry 70s fever dream. So in her promo for the album, Taylor leaned on 70s style flowers like in this green sweater outfit, graphic tees, 70s style stripes, and overall a 70s style color palette. Something that I've noticed about Taylor's recent fashion choices is that she has been wearing corset top after corset top. Whether it's a wintry nightlife black corset top, a light summery daytime corset top, or one that is incorporated to a more formal look. So what exactly does this fashion decision tell us about the Tortured Poets department? For that, we have to take a step back and think about the history of corset tops, which is really fascinating. For a long time, corsets were a symbol of the patriarchy and the oppression of women. They were literal restrictive devices that were used to tie women in and make their waists as small as possible. This is one fashion commentary that I found. Corsets were known for rendering women immobile, passive, and literally causing them to faint at times. They were symbolic of a time when a woman's value was equated with the circumference of her waist. However, corsets don't quite mean the same thing anymore. As many things that were once symbols of oppression, they have been reclaimed and remastered. What I find particularly interesting about this is that the corset was seen to officially lose popularity or lose its mainstream appeal in the 1920s, a significant year that has come up multiple other times in the promo for the Tortured Poets department. In the 1920s, we saw the flapper dress rise in women's fashion, something that in so many ways is almost the opposite of a corset top. It's loose, it's boxy, and it does not accentuate a woman's waist. Sometimes it even has a drop waist to make her waist seem lower and further from her actual true waist. This was a symbol of freedom for women in the 1920s and yet another example of subverting expectations that society had placed on them. The modern corset top that we see now was brought back in the late 1980s by Vivienne Westwood. It was part of the underwear as outerwear trend in its earliest form, because as hard as it is to believe, because at its roots, the corset was in fact a piece of female underwear. They were not supposed to be seen. They were supposed to be worn under a dress and make the waist look incredibly small, but in a natural way. So when Vivienne Westwood brought the corset top back, it was intentionally a symbol of female empowerment. It mimicked that same classic outline and shape and boning of a corset, but it had stretchy lycra edges and a zipper back versus ties. As with everything that Taylor does, the choice of a corset top as part of the iconic piece of this era is incredibly intentional. And I think she's using this as not only a symbol of female empowerment, but also in an effort to reclaim a symbol of female oppression.